I am here with another list of new clone fragrances. These are all new pickups, most of them within the past month, with the exception of maybe one. So these are all new. They're actually all very good. So I'm going to give you this list of clones that you're going to love, that are going to save you a lot of money. But before I do, remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done that yet. Also, please give the video a like if you like it, and let me know down in the comments, are there any new clones you've picked up that you think need a little more love, a little more attention? I'd love to read about it. All right, here we go. This first one, it's actually been kind of supposedly available for, I don't know, 5-6 months, but it's been impossible to get a hold of until about the past few weeks or the past month, and it is awesome. This is Fragrance World's F.A. Paris brand, Spectre Wraith, and this is a dupe of Black Phantom, Kilian Black Phantom. I have 3 other clones of Black Phantom. I absolutely love the fragrance. They all vary in some ways. They all differ in some ways. This one, to me, I think maybe has a touch more rum as compared to Black Phantom. So it's not quite as sweet or chocolatey, but I'm kind of splitting hairs here. I would say that rum, that chocolate, that gorgeous coffee, dark, rich scent, you're going to get all that right here. They did a really good job with it. Again, this is called Spectre Wraith, and I'd say it's still in that like 90% similar category to the original. All right, this next one, I don't know when this one came out. It just sort of appeared, and I saw it for very cheap on Amazon, $21. This is a clone of Dior Homme Sport, the newer one, I think 2021 or 22, not the old one. And this is Fragrance World's Parfum d'Homme Sport. And it's very close. It's actually not too different from Dior Homme 2020. This one's got perhaps a little more citrus in the opening, and it's got aldehydes. So you've got bergamot, you've got aldehydes, and then you go down into the base and you've got that kind of aroma chemical woodiness. That's not a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. I guess maybe isoe super mixed with maybe some sort of, amber max or ambroxan or something like that. You've also got some patchouli. So you've got a very fresh, refreshing, super clean, insanely versatile fragrance you can use anywhere, anytime. You're going to smell great. Parfum d'Homme Sport. I haven't done extensive testing yet, but I'm thinking this is about a 6-hour fragrance, but I'll let you know as I'm able to test it more. All right, this next one, this one's been blowing me away. I love BR540. I did get burnt out on it a little bit a year or two ago, but I've been mostly wearing dupes of the X-Straight, but this is a killer alternative to the EDP. This is Tresedor Celestia, Sergio Valenti Tresedor Celestia. This, I think it's a sub-brand of DUMONT. So Tresedor Celestia, and this is awesome. It's super long-lasting. It's gorgeous. I mean, the quality is insane on all of these Tresedor fragrances. That is the case. So if you want a good dupe of BR540, one that's going to be very close and that's going to be very high quality, there are several out there, but this one's a really good option, Tresedor Celestia. All right, let's go with this one next. Let's see, I mentioned this one in a video a week or two ago, but again, this is another one that kind of snuck out for me that I didn't even know was out there, and I have a feeling it'll be the same for many of you. This one is an alternative to Prada's Luna Rossa Ocean, and this is Fragrance World's Pride Marine Red Moon. And so this is actually a dupe of the EDT, which has the iris note, but this one's an EDP. So it's got the density and the longevity of an EDP, although it's actually duping the EDT. So if you want a blue fragrance, I've compared the original to, in the base, something like Dylan Blue. It's not, doesn't smell like it, but it's the same dense aquatic blue, citrus, ambroxan, woods, with an iris note added, and they did a great job with this one, Pride Marine Red Moon by Fragrance World. All right, let's go with this one next. This one, let's see. I think this one came out 4 or 5 months ago. 3 new Al Haramain Detour Noir fragrances came out. This one is the Incense, actually my favorite of the 3. And this one is an alternative to Parfums de Marly Pegasus Exclusive. I love Pegasus. I love the original. That almond, vanilla, metallic, powdery magic. And I think the Exclusive is even better. It just adds, you know, with the oudiness, this sort of rich, dark, piney, almost leathery kind of a feel. They did an excellent job of capturing it. You know, there are, with all of these, there's going to be some differences, but there's not many options out there for Pegasus Exclusive, especially at like an Al Haramain price. I think you can get this for around 30 bucks. Detour Noir Intense, definitely recommend this one. All right, next, this is the newest one from Fomo. It came out immediately and sold out, I think within a couple days. They restocked a few weeks later, and I was one of the first ones to order it. As far as I know, I got it right when it went live. This is the Envy of Fomo, and it's a Gucci Envy alternative. Now, I never smelled the original Gucci Envy, but from what I understand, this one is quite close. But it is a barbershop fragrance with some very interesting nuances. There is some leather in this. There's some tobacco in this. There's a little bit of an incense note. It's either incense or smoke, one or the other. And so in the opening, it's very barbershop-y, and it maintains that kind of shaving cream, fresh, spicy vibe all the way through. But there's also something in the dry down that reminds me of like John Varvatos' Dark Rebel Rider, that kind of leathery, little bit incensey kind of a vibe. This stuff is awesome. Really been enjoying this. Again, super versatile. The Envy of Fomo. And these are extrait de parfum, so these are really high quality, very concentrated fragrances. Okay, this next one, I'm really excited about this one. I don't know if I've seen anybody else mention this fragrance. This is another dupe of Bulgari Tigar, but this one's different. This is a sub-brand of DUMONT, I believe, although they don't put DUMONT on a lot of their most of their sub-brands, but I believe this is a sub-brand of DUMONT. This is Ramon Blazar Bravanzo Vestige. Look at that. I like the color of this bottle. That green color really is kind of what it smells like. This is Bulgari Tigar, which I've got a couple other clones or alternatives, inspirations. You know, the most popular one is the Afnan Tarathi Blue, but I like this one so much better. It is without question. In the opening of the Afnan, there's a little bit of this sort of citrus magic, you know, a little bit of sweetness, a good bit of citrus with a green facet. This one is like a super dense, thick, sweet green citrus. You know, and I don't know how it compares to the original, but I can tell you over the Afnan, I would take this 100 out of 100 days because it's so rich, it's so dense. It is incredible. It's so bright. This is a happy fragrance. This is a put you in a good mood all day kind of fragrance. And if you like that vibe with Tigar or even something, you know, like Louis Vuitton L'Immensity and the clones, this one right here, probably my #1 recommendation for that style of fragrance. Bravanzo Vestige, absolutely loving this one. And these are also extrait de parfum, so super strong. All right, next up, this one's pretty cool. I still don't know if I've seen anybody talk about this. I picked it up back, you know, again, 5-6 months ago. This one and the Al Haramain are the two that I didn't pick up in the last month. But this one is an alternative to Tom Ford's Cherry Smoke, and it's Fragrance World Cherry Incense. You know, they've got, you've got sour cherry, you've got leather, you've got, in the Tom Ford, a note they call smoke. In this one, though, I think what they've done is they've swapped smoke for incense, something like frankincense. It literally smells like, you know, that gorgeous kind of sour cherry vibe with, there's some other notes, some resins in there as well. But instead of that kind of dark burnt wood smoke that I get a hint of in the Tom Ford, in this one you get something that more smells like incense. Think like burning a traditional incense. So swap out that dark burnt wood smoke with more of a burnt incense, and that's what you get. So I would say maybe it's only in that like 80 to 85% similar range, but it's my favorite cherry fragrance that I have now. And I've got a lot more Lost Cherry dupes than I have of this one. It's the only cherry smoke dupe that I have, but it's my favorite cherry fragrance now as far as just straight cherry. So definitely recommend it if that sounds good to you, Cherry Incense. Okay, next up, Generic Perfumes. This brand has just impressed me to no end. They are a Middle Eastern dupe house. They're very, you know, they call themselves Generic Perfumes, not a great name. Their bottles are very much stock spray bottles, but their fragrances are very impressive. This is their take on ABSOLU Aventus. And what I will tell you is that it is closer to Creed ABSOLU Aventus than the Armaf Club de Nuit Préchaud. I probably like Préchaud better because of that pear, I think it's pear caramel in the opening. There's a lot more sweetness in that one than there is in the Creed, but if you want something that's just very close to ABSOLU Aventus, Generic Perfumes take on it right here is going to get you very close. And I'm telling you, this brand, their version of Nishane 100 Silent Ways, their version of Althair, Parfums de Marly, their version, they even do a Beau Paradise Garden dupe, and a bunch of others. They do some awesome Killian clones. Really, really good brand. Check them out. I'll have a discount code in the description. I don't make a dime off of that, but it will save you a good bit of money. So again, Generic Perfumes, and this is their version of ABSOLU Aventus. And number 10. This is another Soprano fragrance. It's the third one that I've got, and the third one I'm mentioning in a video. This one, Soprano Elite, is a clone of the original Armani Code. And so, you know, in Code, you've got that sort of citrus, leather, pretty unique opening. And then in the base, you've got some tonka bean, you've got some woods. And so this is a fragrance that came out in the early 2000s, and it has influenced a lot of other fragrances. I went for a long time where I couldn't really wear Armani Code. I think I just got tired of it. Something about it was kind of a turnoff. I've been wearing this one again and liking it. It's bringing back the memory of Armani Code. And so check it out. And this is a dense fragrance. I believe it's an EDP concentration, but it's dense, it's thick, it's strong. More than 3 or 4 sprays of this for me would definitely be too much. If you like Code and you want something with some power, Soprano Elite. So that's been 10, for the most part, very new fragrance clones. I'd love to hear your top picks in the comments section down below. Remember to subscribe to Sillage Scents. I'm Justin. I'll see you on the next video.